Hey everybody, welcome back. This is DMC from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm here to talk bourbon. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite bourbons of 2019. This is not too late into 2020, so I figured I better get this done. I'm going to do my top 3 picks of 2019 and then throw in my favorite non-bourbon. Alright, before I get into my top 3 from 2019, I'm going to do an honorable mention here. This is not a bourbon. It's my top non-bourbon. I'm going to stick to the Kentucky whiskey, so when I do this, and in this case this is an Angel's Envy finished rye. So I'll show you a picture of that here. I'm going to give myself a pour. Angel's Envy is based here in Louisville, Kentucky, so right in my hometown. This particular rye is, I'm pretty sure it's an MGP mash bill. So, which means they're not distilling it, they are buying it and aging it here in Louisville or here in Kentucky. And Angel's Envy Rye is aged in oak casks for over 6 years. Then it's transferred to rum casks and it's finished for an additional 3 months to 18 months. And that secondary finishing is what makes it special. Normal Angel's Envy is finished in port wine casks, and it's a bourbon whiskey. This is a rye whiskey. Angel's Envy is distilling their own spirits now, but they've been doing that for less than 6 years, so this is most undoubtedly in MGP juice. It is 95% rye, 5% barley, and like I say, aged for 6 years, bottled at 100 proof. Let's check out the nose. Oh, wow. It smells like Christmas in a glass. It smells like cookies, baking spices, vanilla. I don't know if I've had much of a better nose than that on a whiskey. It's very fine. Let's check out the taste. Oh, that is dessert. Taste the vanilla. Tastes like butterscotch. That's what I like about this. It's butterscotch, vanilla. You can tell it's a whiskey, though. I mean, it's got a little bit of the wood on the back end there, but it is easy drinking. It doesn't go down much easier than that. Tastes like dessert. Delicious. Highly recommend it. Price on this is around $90. I think here in Louisville I've been able to pick it up for $80. At $80, it's still an expensive bottle, but for special occasions, it's nice to have around. It's well worth it at that price. Alright, now let's get into our top 3 of 2019. In third place, this is the only one that was actually a new release this year, or in 2019. 4 Roses Small Batch Select. So, I've got these poured already here. 4 Roses Small Batch Select. It's a little different than the normal 4 Roses Small Batch. I think the normal 4 Roses Small Batch has a mix of all 10 of Four Roses recipes in it. This only has a mix of 6 of the 10. This is non-chill filtered, which makes it a nice plus. It's bottled at 104 proof. All right, this is non-age stated, but it's rumored to be 6+ years old. The 6 recipes they use, 3 of them are the high rye recipes, which is the 35% rye. The other 3 are the lower rye recipe, which is the 20% rye. I guess they don't say what the percentages of them are, so it's going to be somewhere between 20 and 35% rye. So a good amount of rye. The non-chill filtered gives it a good mouth coating, and let's have a smell. Smelling some maple. Not too much alcohol in the nose. More of some baking spices, and some maple syrup. It's a good aroma. Let's check out the taste. That vanilla carries through. It's got some spice in there though. Also, not overpowering at all. Doesn't go down hot. Actually goes down not hot at all. So that would be a really good bourbon for somebody who doesn't like how hot bourbons can be. Well, the maple carries through on the taste so much. You get some warmth out of it, so you get some of that warmth feeling. It's not harsh at all. I'd say more of the baking spices, the cinnamons, a little bit of the oak flavor, but very good release for 2019. This retails at, I think, $55. It's limited availability. It was limited availability in 2019. It's supposed to be a much wider release in 2020. I was able to pick this up around here for as low as $45. I think it might be priced differently in different markets. At $45, you get $55. It's good price bourbon. The non-chill filtered, I know, is something a lot of people are looking for these days. It just gives a better mouth coat. The flavor just sticks more. The finish isn't super long though. As I've been talking, the finish is already gone actually, so it's a kind of a medium short finish, but it's a nice, soothing, warm, familiar taste or familiar finish. That's my number 3 bourbon for 2019. Four Roses, small batch select. All right, my number 2 bourbon for 2019 is been around for a while. It's Elijah Craig Barrel Proof ECBP. This particular one that I'm sampling here is B519. I believe it's the lowest proof barrel proof ever released. Elijah Craig's been releasing these barrel proofs since at least 2013. I don't think they started putting the batch numbering on there until about 2017. So they've been doing 3 releases a year, the ABC batches, and then they put the month and the year. So this is the second release of 2019, released in May 2019. It comes in at 122.2 proof. And like I say, it's I believe the lowest proof one they've ever had. It is barrel proof, so that means there's been no water added to it. It is batched though; it's a small batch, so they basically dump a bunch of barrels together, batch them up, see what the proof is, bottle them at that with no water added. It is non-chill filtered also, so this one, along with the previous Four Roses Small Batch Select, are both non-chill filtered. And this is made by Heaven Hill. Let's check out the aroma. Smell vanilla and oak right off the top there. To me, this if you've been in a Rickhouse before, I mean, this smells like a Rickhouse. It's a wonderful smell. This is only 10% rye in this mash bill. It's 78% corn, 10% rye, 12% barley. That low rye, high corn definitely comes through in the aroma, the sweet scent there. Very inviting. Retail price on this is $55, $60. That's about, at least that's the price I normally find it at. I have seen a little higher than that, but 55 to 60 seems to be very much the norm. It's limited release, like I say, 3 releases a year. Goes quickly in some places, and other places it might sit on the shelf for a while. I actually picked these B519s up in North Carolina last year, and it was late in the fall. It was probably October. They had them sitting on the shelf, so I was happy to pick them up. I think they were $59 there. Well worth that price. Caramel hits right away, coats the mouth really well. Taste the oak, like I say, that Rickhouse smell, which I like. Transfers into the taste a little bit, but the sweetness, the caramel, that vanilla caramel is right there on the front of the palate. Maybe even a hint of citrus there, like an orange. Very pleasant. The very good, easy going down, warm. A little bit of pepper in the back of the tongue, but it's not harsh, not overpowering. I know everybody's taste is different, so it might be harsher to some people, but I found it very, very drinkable. If you can find that, some of these releases go up to 140 proof. Most of them are 130 proofs. So, like I say, this 122 that this was their lowest one yet in 7 years. But I've had several of the 130 proofs and all that, and they're very, very similar. Some of them have some more fruit taste going on there. This one's more, to me, it's more of a baking spices and caramel, which is a flavor I really like. So enjoyed that. Now moving on to my number one bourbon of 2019. This bourbon's been around for a while. This is a Old Forester 1920 Prohibition style bourbon. This was the third release in the Brown-Forman Whiskey Row collection. The first two being the 1870 original batch, the original formula, the 1897 bottled and bond. This 1920 Prohibition style was released in 2016, late 2016. Since then they had the fourth release, which was the 1910. This one here is a standout to me. It is 115 proof. It is not barrel proof, so they proof it down to 115, but it is close to barrel proof. I mean, they've got to be adding a very small percentage of water to these things. The aroma is vanilla. And cherries. It's like a cherry vanilla soda. Very, very nice aroma. Let's give it a taste. It's probably a little bit hotter than the Elijah Craig barrel proof was at 122 proof, but the flavor is totally different. It's got a caramel, vanilla, like a creme brulee taste going on there. Real nice finish to it. Like I said, there's a little bit of pepperiness back in the back, so a little hot on the back of the tongue. But that, with the flavors going on, makes this a very interesting bourbon. And smell is wonderful. You do get some berries or some cherry aromas and tastes in there. But to me, the taste on this is more of a caramel, cinnamon, delicious. I think the retail price on this is about $60. I know availability seems good. Here locally, I've been able to pick these up for $50, which I think is a great price point for this. Availability in all these is not bad. Like I say, the availability of this Old Forester seems very good. The Four Roses Small Batch Select, I believe, has become a permanent release of theirs. Don't know how limited it is. Obviously, it's not in all markets yet, but I believe it'll be readily available once they start rolling out more of it. And the Elijah Craig barrel proofs, only come out 3 times a year. They seem fairly easy to get a hold of when they do come out, but they don't last forever. They go within a month or so. So you got to be on the lookout for them and grab them when you see them. But at $50 to $60, $55 to $60, and $45 to $55. I think all three of these are an excellent choice. None of them are over $60. We've got the Four Roses Small Batch Select. We've got the Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. And we've got the Old Forester 1920 Prohibition Style. That's my number 1, 2, 3 picks for 2019. Like I say, everybody's taste is different. I'm not an expert. I'm just a whiskey and bourbon enthusiast. And I know from last year, seems like my proof taste has gone up, as I've noticed a lot of other whiskey tubers have. The non-chill filtered is a nice addition. We're seeing more and more of those coming out. Barrel proofs are a nice addition. Seeing more of those coming out. So it's not just about single barrels anymore. It's about the higher proofs, the lower price points. They're all very good sippers, and well worth it if you can find it. Cheers.